Picture this, it's 2025. In one corner of the office, a Gen Z new hire is gleefully manipulating Chat GPT, turning a week's worth of presentation prep into a 30-minute task. They're not just using AI, they're conducting it like an orchestra. In the other corner, a millennial manager watches with a familiar mix of awe and anxiety, a single thought echoing in their mind is my job next on the chopping block. This isn't science fiction, it's the new reality. AI is here and it's rewriting the rules of work. A 2024 Deloitte survey confirms the stakes are high, with nearly 75% of Gen Z and 77% of millennials believing generative AI will significantly impact their jobs in the next year. The question is no longer if AI is coming, but are you ready? And does Gen Z, the so-called digital natives, truly have an edge over the generation that pioneered the digital workplace? How do you avoid being left behind? Don't let AI become a threat. Hit subscribe to GenShift and let's turn it into your most powerful ally, no matter which generation you belong to. The new reality, AI is here to stay. Before we dive into the generational showdown, let's get one thing straight. AI isn't just a shiny new toy. It's rapidly becoming the foundational plumbing of the modern enterprise. According to McKinsey, in early 2024, 65% of organizations were already using generative AI, a massive leap from just 34% the year before. It's infiltrating every department from marketing to finance, fundamentally rewiring how businesses operate. This brings us to the popular theory of the digital native. The assumption is that Gen Z, having grown up with smartphones in hand, should be naturally better equipped to handle the AI revolution than millennials who remember the screech of a dial-up modem. But is that true? Being fluent in TikTok and Instagram doesn't automatically translate to mastering complex enterprise-level AI. This episode will challenge that assumption, using hard data to explore who is actually more prepared, who is more anxious, and why the reality is far more nuanced and surprising than you think. The fact is, this technological wave is forcing every working generation to adapt. AI is no longer a tool you can choose to ignore, it's a current you have to learn to navigate. The most successful companies aren't just adopting AI, they're redesigning entire workflows around it, a move that has been shown to have the biggest impact on their bottom line. This isn't just about efficiency, it's about survival. And for individuals, it means your ability to work with AI is quickly becoming the most valuable currency you have. So let's see how our two youngest working generations are stacking up. Optimism versus anxiety. A tale of two mindsets. When it comes to AI, both Gen Z and millennials are standing on the same shaky ground. Deloitte's 2024 survey reveals that uncertainty is the top emotion for both groups, with 24% of Gen Z and 26% of millennials feeling this way about generative AI. They both see the tidal wave coming, but their reactions to it are shaped by vastly different life experiences and career stages. Millennials, now in their late 20s to early 40s, are the cautious pragmatists. They've been here before. They entered the job market during or after the 2008 financial crisis and witnessed the first waves of automation and offshoring that hollowed out many traditional entry-level jobs. Now established in their mid-careers with mortgages, families, and vested stock options, they have more to lose. This context explains the striking paradox found in a 2024 Alight study. While nearly half of millennials say AI makes their job easier, a staggering 44% find it frightening, the highest of any generation. Their fear isn't of the technology itself, but of the disruption it represents to their hard-won stability. Gen Z, on the other hand, embodies a different kind of conflict-cautious optimism. They are the most excited and curious about AI's potential. However, a 2025 Pew Research report uncovers a critical vulnerability. Workers aged 18 to 29 are the most likely to feel overwhelmed by AI in the workplace at 40%. This is the digital native paradox in action. They are comfortable with consumer tech, but that doesn't prepare them for the complexities of enterprise AI. There's a gap between their expected fluency and their actual strategic proficiency, which fuels a sense of being in over their heads. Perhaps the most fascinating insight comes from Deloitte. The more you use AI, the more you fear it. Frequent Gen AI users are more likely to feel trust and excitement, but they are also significantly more likely to believe AI will eliminate jobs, a fear held by 71% of frequent using Gen Z and 73% of frequent using millennials. This proves that AI anxiety isn't just fear of the unknown. It's an informed concern from those who have seen firsthand just how powerful these tools really are. Learning to swim, just do it versus read the manual. The generational divide becomes even clearer when we look at how each group learns to use these new tools. It's a classic clash of learning cultures, Gen Z's trial and error sprints versus the millennials' methodical marathon. Gen Z is the jump in and figure it out brigade. Born into a world of intuitive interfaces, they learn by doing. Their classroom is YouTube, their professors are TikTok creators, and their study groups are on Discord and Reddit. A Pearson study found that nearly 60% of Gen Z prefer learning from YouTube over traditional books. They are proactive, self-directed learners who will experiment with a new AI tool the moment it's released. The advantage is incredible speed and agility. The risk their knowledge can be a mile wide and an inch deep. They master the how of the tool, but often lack the business context to understand the why, leading to potential misapplication and risks like data privacy breaches or relying on inaccurate AI-generated hallucinations. Millennials are the read the manual first strategists. Having witnessed the transition from analog to digital, they approach new technology with more caution. They want to understand the underlying principles before they dive in. Their learning is often structured, preferring bite-sized but formal micro-learning courses, coaching, and mentorship programs that connect a new skill to a clear career path. They didn't just grow up with the internet, they grew up with the first wave of online learning platforms like Coursera and see training as a deliberate strategic step. The advantage here is depth. A millennial is more likely to consider a tool's ROI and risks before deploying it. The disadvantage is that this deliberation can look like slowness, putting them a step behind their Gen Z colleagues in initial adoption. This difference in pace and style presents a huge challenge for any company trying to implement a one-size-fits-all AI training program. You've started using AI in your work, haven't you? What's your favorite AI tool and how has it changed the way you get things done? Share your experience in the comments below. We're dying to know how you're conquering AI. The new career capital skills, fears, and future proofing. As AI automates routine tasks, the very definition of a valuable employee is being rewritten. The new career currency isn't just about what you know, it's about how you think, lead, and adapt. First, let's talk about the hard numbers. A groundbreaking 2025 report from PwC reveals that workers with specialized AI skills now command an average wage premium of 56% more than double the 25% premium from the previous year. At the same time, the skills required for these AI-exposed jobs are changing 66% faster than for other roles. This is the economic earthquake driving the anxiety. Adaptation is no longer a soft skill, it's a financial necessity. But as AI gets better at technical tasks, uniquely human skills are becoming more valuable than ever. Both Gen Z and millennials recognize this, telling Deloitte that soft skills like leadership, critical thinking, and empathy are now paramount for career advancement. This creates a new formula for career success. Your value is your technical proficiency multiplied by your human acumen. You need both to thrive. This is where the generational skills gap becomes apparent. Millennials, having spent a decade or more in the workforce, have had more time to build a foundation of soft skills, strategic thinking, complex communication, and management. Their primary challenge is layering AI literacy on top of that solid base. Gen Z enters with impressive digital fluency, but often needs to develop that broader business context and the nuanced soft skills to apply their tech savvy strategically. These different starting points fuel different career fears. Millennials in mid-level roles wonder, will my job exist in 5 years? They worry about their established expertise being automated away. Gen Z is less tied to a specific career path and more adaptable, but they worry about a different threat, AI making it harder to enter the workforce in the first place. This fuels their now famous mindset: if a company isn't modernizing and investing in their skills, they have no problem finding one that will. This attitude, in turn, is forcing companies to adapt faster than ever before. the blueprint for synergy thriving together in the AI era. So, how do we move from generational friction to a powerful synergy? The future doesn't belong to one generation over the other, but to the individuals and organizations that learn to blend their strengths. For individuals, the path forward is a commitment to lifelong learning tailored to your starting point. For millennials, this means leaning into the discomfort of new technology. Seek out hands-on experience with AI tools, take formal courses on AI ethics and implementation, and leverage your strategic experience to become the leaders who guide AI deployment responsibly. For Gen Z, the mission is to build context around the tools. Seek out mentors, ask why as often as you ask how, and focus on developing the critical thinking and communication skills that will transform you from a simple tool operator into a strategic problem solver. For businesses, the strategy is to stop seeing this as a problem and start treating it as an opportunity. First, formalize reverse mentoring programs. Pair a tech-savvy Gen Z AI champion with an experienced millennial manager. The Gen Z employee teaches the what and how, while the manager provides the crucial strategic context, asking about risk, ROI, and business alignment. Second, create cross-generational AI tiger teams for new projects, letting Gen Z drive rapid prototyping while millennials handle workflow integration and stakeholder management. Finally, companies must evolve their training. Build an internal on-demand library of short video tutorials to satisfy Gen Z's learning style while also offering structured in-depth courses with mentorship for millennials who want to master the strategy behind the software. By creating an environment where both generations can learn from each other, organizations can build a resilient, adaptable workforce that is far greater than the sum of its parts. Conclusion. In the end, the debate over whether Gen Z or millennials are better at AI misses the point entirely. This isn't a competition, it's a collaboration. Gen Z brings the fearless, intuitive adoption needed to spark innovation. Millennials bring the strategic, deliberate mindset required to scale it responsibly. When combined, they form a powerful engine for growth that neither could achieve alone. The real challenge isn't about mastering a specific piece of software, which will inevitably be replaced. It's about cultivating a mindset of perpetual learning and adaptability. As one wise Gen Z employee put it, we are not competing against AI, we are competing against other people who know how to use AI. In this new era, the ultimate advantage belongs to those who can harness the power of both youthful agility and seasoned wisdom, turning the threat of automation into an unprecedented opportunity to redefine the future of work. How do you feel about AI in your workplace? Are you excited to leverage its power or worried about being replaced? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to GenShift. We'll keep tracking this technological revolution, guiding you through the chaos so you can always stay ahead of the curve, no matter which generation you call your own.